Good morning, everyone. Welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to another coffee rant, an early morning coffee rant with Dano and Frank, our Patriot bald eagle here, in all his glory. So today, I have an interesting story I want to share with you guys. I was going to check out Big Lots, and it doesn't appear that they're closing the one where I live. But I saw something very interesting today, very strange. In a world where a lot of stores are closing right now, well, in America, where there's a lot of, we just read about Walgreens, right? They're talking about closing over 1,200 stores within the next year or so. And that's quite a bit. That's quite a bit. We've heard of a lot of different places closing over the years. We've seen places close down. Big Lots is closing. The last I read from August was 315 stores. 8 of them look like is going to be happening very soon here in Ohio. However, not this one. At least that's what they told me. So I go in there and we're just walking around. We're going to check out some of the different food prices and stuff. I'm looking at some of the different peanuts and stuff. I noticed a couple new items. I also noticed some price increases as well. We're going to get into that. It was empty. It was like really empty. The shelves were empty, and I noticed right away that they were moving things around though. Like moving some things in different spots. I don't know if they're trying to reimagine their pantry aisle or different foods that they carry. Toilet paper was in a different spot. Laundry detergent was in a different spot. Everything else, though, was in the same spots. Everything like all the furniture and stuff like that in the middle. They had the holiday stuff off to the left. And I go back there and I see these people and they're just kind of looking around. They're like, where is everything? And I'm kind of like, yeah, where is it? Like, if you were moving stuff around, if you changed, the shelves didn't look like they were really changed. They were just kind of moving things to different parts of the store, which was kind of interesting because as I'm looking at things, and I was going to do a video, and it's like, well, I don't really know what to talk about here. It looks like most of the food is gone. They had a couple aisles, but it was very bare. And, you know, I had gotten a couple things that I went to get at Big Lots, and I was like, well, we'll just check out, and you know, we'll figure out some other video to do today. And I went up front and I asked the lady who's been working there for a long time. I said, you guys aren't closing, are you? And she said, oh no. I said, well, have you been to the back lately? And she says, yeah. I was like, what's up with the food and everything? Like everything's like gone pretty much. Like other than like maybe one, like a couple different aisles that had things kind of scattered out. It looked like Dollar Tree when Dollar Tree was empty like last year when we did the video there. And she said a truck was coming tomorrow. And I you know, I didn't really say much. I said, well, there's a lot of stuff missing back there. And she just reiterated that the truck was coming tomorrow. So I was like, okay, so may go back, but I just wanted to share that story because we keep reading about all these stores that keep suddenly closing. We've gotten a couple comments from you guys on this over the last month or so that some of these stores just close and they don't even say anything. We noticed with Family Dollar all throughout the year, some Dollar Trees, there was only a handful of Dollar Trees that actually closed, but Family Dollar has been closing a lot of stores, a lot of them. Now they have a lot of stores, but I mean, you know, it's a lot of people, you know, who rely on public transportation or who maybe walk, maybe don't drive. That's where I noticed a lot of these Family Dollars are kind of disappearing from. And it's like, well, it, you know, that makes it tough on a lot of people who that's their bus route, you know, and I guess, you know, things are bound to change at some point, but we're not seeing anything go into these stores either. And I think, you know, that's part of the problem. A lot of these stores are selling out because of the prices. Prices are getting to the point to where it's like, why would I pay $4 for a can of Progresso soup at Family Dollar? I think the last time we checked, it was $3.40, $3.35. That's too much for a can of Progresso soup. Even things like sugar, milk was getting ridiculous. Milk was like almost $5 a gallon at one point. And it was like, well, some of these, if you're not selling the products, then it may not be worth keeping the store open. And you got to look at which stores are making the most money. And to go back to Big Lots here for a second, our Big Lots does pretty well. It's usually pretty packed. So I don't believe they are closing. I did do a little bit of research. It does not look like this one is closing, but how long? Is this a last attempt to try to keep the store open? For those of you who don't know, Big Lots filed bankruptcy like a few months ago. Okay, and there was something for their debts that they owed. Didn't really go into a lot of detail, just that they had filed bankruptcy. So when that happens, it usually seems like it's kind of like a free agent ball player who you've given the franchise tag to, right? It's like, okay, well, we'll do it. We'll take care of it this year, but next year it's like either this has to happen or you're gone. And I do worry about Big Lots because, it's one of my favorite stores. I know I don't really talk about some of my favorite stores and stuff like that on the channel. I try to keep that, off the channel just so I don't share too much of my opinion. It's like I like sharing my opinion with all you guys, but at the same time, it's like, Big Lots has been the store where it's like you can get cheap holiday items. Good quality, okay quality for a much cheaper price. Now, food, we've had thousands of viewers over the last few years that have always thanked us for doing videos at Big Lots and some of the different pantry filling options. And that's just what it is the option. Having the option. The more and more these stores go away, whether it's Walgreens, CVS, Family Dollar, Big Lots, these stores are other options for many people. And we've been covering this for years. That's why I still go back to Big Lots. That's why I still do videos at Dollar General and Dollar Tree. Dollar Tree seems to be booming right now. They seem to be doing really well. Dollar General, I don't know. Let us know how your Dollar Generals do. I don't think they do as good around here, at least where I am in Cincinnati, than they do in some other places around the country. Anytime I ever go to Dollar General, there's nobody there. Every time I go to Big Lots, there's at least 7 to 10 people, depending on what time of day it is, right? Maybe more. Like today. Today there was a ton of people. I noticed a lot of people shopping for furniture at Big Lots, and I thought there might have been a deal. And then I remembered I got that 20% off my entire purchase coupon, which me and Jess will probably use here in the next few days. But they do have good deals like that. Now, I did notice that some canned goods were going up in price. I noticed that the Campbell's soup, ones that we could usually get at Big Lots, like some of the big chunky that were $1.79 to $1.89, the ones that I always pointed out when I went there because it's a good regular price, I noticed those were up to $2.09. And then I noticed the spices, and I saw like spices in the racks. I noticed that they had condensed that. A lot of the different spices, it doesn't look like they're going to carry as much as they used to. And I'm curious to find out if they are getting rid of some products. I have a feeling they're going to. I went back, the pet food and all that was kind of scattered about. But I was just like, you know what, we're just going to have to come back because I think maybe the lady working there just didn't know what was going on. Maybe she didn't notice she doesn't, I don't think she does that work, whatever they're doing there, it looks like they're restructuring things. Hopefully that's the case. But yeah, everything was a little different. If you know, like where I always point out all the different peanuts and stuff, the great deals they have on like mixed nuts, different dried fruits and stuff like that, kind of that snacking section. It was all shampoo and stuff, and all that stuff was kind of pushed toward the middle. But just wanted to talk about this today, and I by that point it was too late. I was kind of walking around for like 20 minutes. I was like, I just can't do it. I was going to put the video that I had put out tonight, because it's the night before, October 28, 2024, just for point of reference. I was going to put that out in the morning. I was like, no, it's got some information I wanted to get out here tonight for you guys. So you'll be seeing this video in the morning. But that's kind of what I really wanted to talk about. All these different stores that are closing. We talk about all these different options and everything. And it's like these options keep getting taken away. or going out of business. Now I understand business is business, and if a store is underperforming, well, you got to do what you got to do sometimes. I get it. From a business perspective, I get it. But I know that's hard on a lot of people, and Big Lots closing in some of the neighborhoods. I haven't heard about it too much as of late, but I remember some of our viewers a couple years ago, like when we couldn't find some products and stuff, when there were a lot of shortages in some of the stores around here, we were seeking out all options, and Big Lots was one of them. So I don't know. I don't know how many are left. I don't know how many there will be. We'll have to check into that as well. Let us know if your Big Lots is still open. Maybe abbreviate your state so we can. I'm gonna do a little more research as we go along here. I was a little busy today too, so I wasn't really able to do too much. Once the Big Lots thing didn't work out, it was like, well, me and Jess had some things we had to do. Jessica made her wonderful spaghetti and meatballs tonight. It was delicious, delicious. I know. I was gonna film some of that, but she was kind of busy, and I was kind of doing some work around the homestead here, kind of packing things in, trying to create whatever space we can, guys. Because I'll tell you what, it's like some of these price increases in the stores. It's just got me thinking. Like, we want to make sure that we have a little bit of stock on the things that we need to go ahead and add, because yeah, I think it's going to get crazy, guys. I think here in the next month, especially with the holidays coming, and everything that we went over last night, with the different price increases, some shortages that we've been seeing lately, it's probably going to get. I feel like it gets this way every year now. Right about this time, it's like we're always trying to stock up on some of the deals that we find, and that's usually the only deals we find. And we gotta tackle some of these other things going on too. Shortages on turkeys that we've been hearing about. Shortages on beef. Beef prices are going to be going through the roof again. Apparently, they already have. It's already next to unaffordable. I mean, it really is. I know some of you were saying on the channel you've just given up meat because it's so expensive. I mean, and like so, if you find a sale on it, then yeah, that's the way to go. That's when we meet, when we find a sale on it, or beef. I mean, that's pretty much what we do, guys. I mean, unless a meal calls for it, and even at that, I have my limits. I'm not going to pay. Most of you know that there's things that I won't pay a certain amount of money for, just out of principle. Other things I want to talk. Let's see, what else I want to talk about today. Get out and vote. Make sure you vote. Your voice matters. Your voice matters in this world. Make sure you get that done. I know a lot of people doing the early voting and stuff like that. It's good to get it done. I usually wait till right about the day. I don't know. I'm one of those. I like going on voting day. And I know some people agree with that. Some people disagree with it. That's just what I do. I actually like going to the polls and stuff, and chatting with people and talking to people and seeing their opinions and thoughts. I like talking to people. But anyway, guys, we got Kroger coming up. I did look a little bit ahead into the Kroger sale coming up, because this time of year, I know I always talk about not wanting to look at the pre-ad and all that stuff, but holidays are coming up. Plus, we got a lot of things at play here, which could get, things that are getting expensive, or some things that are going to be getting really expensive. So for this week, I'm trying to make sure that we cover everything, as far as different holiday items. We got Halloween that's going to be the next day after the Kroger and all that stuff. I'm not going to cover any more candy at Kroger. The last I saw, some of it was on sale. Candy is a little more expensive this year than I think it's ever been. But for the most part, most of it's right about the same price. Not as good of a sale as we saw last year, which is unfortunate. But we made sure that we went ahead and got some candy as we go over to our mother and father-in-laws, and they get a lot of kids. So we make sure we hand out all the candy to all the kiddos and make sure they have a good Halloween. Guys, that's pretty much all I got for this morning. I will continue to update on all of the different recalls going on. No news yet of anything else. No news on added states to the McDonald's thing or Taylor Farms. Doesn't seem like we have. It does seem like more answers are coming they're going to have to. They're going to have to answer to the public here at some point. And I don't want to just point the finger harshly at either company here, but we need to find out what's going on. And it seems like it's continuing to get worse for the Bruce Pack company of the cooked meats and other products here that are being sent out. But I'll tell you what, guys, I'm exhausted. I'm going to end it here. Just wanted to throw this Big Lots story out here too. It was a little at first. When I went back there at first, I was like, "Oh crap, they're closing." That was my first thought. And then as I saw like things being moved around, but I mean, it was weird because like all the middle shelves and everything, all the middle stands where they have like all their some of their different private labels and stuff like that, all that stuff was gone. When you look down the aisle and all you see is like Victor Allen coffee sitting there, I was like, that's a sign. I'm out of here. But it was kind of crazy looking. But check it out here maybe in a week or two, maybe a few weeks, see what happens, because they usually sell some pretty good holiday items. I was hoping to check some of that out. They did have things like their artificial Christmas trees, and some of the Christmas things were out. They had some Halloween stuff that was like 25% off. Looks like pretty much gone though. There wasn't much, at least at our Big Lots. But we'll continue to keep you updated and all this stuff, guys. Thank you so much for watching. Have a great day.